Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of KARLTON Says Real Talk. Thank you guys for taking the time out to listen. Today, our special guest, you guys may remember him as Cornbread from the NBC miniseries, The Temptations. Today, I have with us TERRON Brooks. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's happening, Carlton? I'm good.
Good.
Can't complain, man.
Good. Thank you for taking the time out to, speak with us and, allowing, our audience to get to know you a little better.
Man, no problem, man. I'm glad you asked.
Cool. All right. Well, Taran, how about you, give us a little introduction, who you are, where you grew up, some hobbies, favorite colors, whatever you want to tell us.
Where I grew up, I'm from California. I've always been in California. My whole family lives here. I was born in Long Beach, California. Now I live in Los Angeles. And I went to school in Orange County. I went to USC for the School of Music. And then I started my career at around 18, 19 years old, and been kind of doing this for a while now. So my favorite color is blue.
Yeah, blue.
I love going to the gym. I love movies. I love music. I'm a songwriter as well as an actor, so I love actually making music, writing music. And writing in general, I really enjoy. So, yeah, I'm pretty simple.
Cool.
Pretty simple guy.
Cool. So, when did you, I know you said you went to school, USC, but, when did you really realize you wanted to get into the entertainment business as an actor and as a musician?
Well, I went to the Orange County High School of the Arts. So that's like an art school for all the older people, like Fame. If you've watched Fame.
Mm-hmm.
I went to school like that. So before that, I sang at church when I was 6 years old. I've been singing pretty much all my life, but I never wanted to make it a career. I never thought that was going to be an option for me. It's very, very difficult business to get into, and I had no dreams or aspirations actually of doing that as a kid. It didn't happen until after school, probably about 17 or 18 years old, where I said, you know what, this is something that I don't think I can not do. And I tell people all the time, if you can do something else, then you're in the wrong business. If it's something that consumes you, if it's your everything, if you would do it for free, then maybe it's your lane, maybe it's your thing. So, and acting wasn't even consideration. I was just a singer, singing everywhere, and people used to tell me that if you get into the acting and, it'll help your singing and your performance, basically, because I just stood there and I was singing and I didn't connect to anything I was saying,
Mm-hmm.
So acting, really when you learn the craft of acting, it helps you in your performance. Overall, I believe, getting in touch with the emotions and the feelings of anything that you do when you're in front of an audience is important. So I think the acting helped the singing, and then I enjoyed it and it became a hobby. And even now I have to prioritize my career because I am a singer-songwriter first,
mm-hmm.
and then an actor second. But again, with all my performances, everything I put into my music, I use all the tools of acting to bring the songs and everything to life. So it kind of goes hand in hand. So to answer your question, yeah, around 18 years old is when I got my first big break on a Broadway tour of the show Grease.
Oh, cool.
So I left USC and I went to New York for the first time. And then I haven't turned back since. So I've been very fortunate to do a lot of different things with acting on Broadway and television and film and recording and just a lot of different things that I've been blessed to do.
Awesome. Well, let's jump into, like I said, you're mostly known for your role as Eddie Kendricks in The Temptations. Now, let's go back to that moment. Like, how did that opportunity come about?
I auditioned like everybody else. You know what I mean? It's a movie. Black people in it. You know what I mean? Can you sing? Come on through. I think everybody, every young man had aspirations of maybe being a Temptation, and I, of course, was going to go give it a shot, having no idea. You know what I mean? When I was at the audition, there was like celebrities there. I put on my dad's suit. My dad taught me a couple moves. I went down there not even thinking it was going to be a shot at getting that role. So yeah, when I got that part, I was overwhelmed and amazed, and it was such a privilege and an honor at that time. And it really the audition process really taught me something about when you go after a job and it's yours. When it's your part, nobody can take it away from you. And I've carried that on through my whole career. I don't consume myself over, there's disappointments and you get rejected sometimes. But that role in the Temptation movie, and I'm not even being arrogant, that was my part.
Mm-hmm.
I auditioned for Paul. People know that I auditioned for Paul. And then they switched it around and said, no, you're Eddie Kendricks. And from that moment forward, it was my role. I could have done anything wrong. I could have messed up, but sometimes things just are for you, So it was amazing, Met Smokey Robinson, met a lot of people in that time frame and there was so much support, and the cast was so tight-knit. Everything you see on screen with the guys is pretty much true as far as us, being brothers and being committed. When you're doing a legendary group, you can't half-step anything. You have to make sure that everything is perfect, or you just might as well not do it. So, man, we were blessed. And even today, you know what I mean? Today, 13, 14 years later, I still am seeing people that are singing for the first time, people enjoying it, and it has, set my career on a path, and I'm eternally grateful for the opportunity to play Eddie Kendricks.
Cool. How did you prepare for the part? Because, like I said, again, you're playing a legendary, person that actually existed. So how did you actually get in the mindset that I am Eddie Kendricks?
Well, we watched a lot of video. Before you even get to the man and all the characterization, you have to make sure there's choreography, there's the look, there's the feel of these men. And I'm in one time frame, and this was an era, back in the day, and you really had to immerse yourself with who these men were, and how they acted, and so I think a lot of video helped us see the performance based of what it is, and just talking to different people about Eddie Kendricks and who he was to get to the right character. I definitely wasn't going to do an imitation where I was going to try to imitate someone's voice, or I personally don't believe in that. Depending on who you're playing, I guess. Mm-hmm. What kind of icon you're playing. If you're playing Muhammad Ali, that's different. People know Muhammad Ali for how he speaks and all that. For me, it's more getting the internal process of who Eddie Kendricks, what he believed, who he was as a man, and basically for me was the relationship with Eddie and Paul. So really getting myself, connected to his friend at the time, Paul Williams, and casting is great, man. I mean, when they cast the right people, there's a lot of similarities between me and Eddie Kendricks anyway. Mm-hmm. So you just kind of cultivate what's already in you, and then you kind of go for it. When I'm doing a character analysis, I usually decide, hey, what's similar to the character and what's not similar, and I tend to work on the things that are maybe not as similar. But in this case, there was a lot of similarities, and we had a lot of references to go on to help us. And a lot of Otis was there. Otis was one of the producers, so he knows, obviously, he's in the Temptations, and he was the founder member. So we have him as a resource. We have the Temptations manager as a resource. We have Suzanne DePass, who was one of the executive producers, and she was an amazing part of even the Motown history. So we couldn't really go wrong in our portrayal of these people, because there were people that were there that knew him. So, okay, cool. But again, I like to make it more of a organic, spiritual process, as opposed to I'm going to move my head like Eddie, I'm going to lift my finger like him, I'm going to, what I'm saying? I don't really go like that. But there's a lot of similarities if you see me in the film as far as how he moved when they were doing the choreography and just things like that. And, of course, the vocal things. Most people didn't know I did sing a majority of the movie was me. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I imitated his voice exactly as I could for the songs, and that was very important.
Okay, cool. Now I'm going to put you on the spot. If you had to pick your favorite Temptation song, what is it and why?
Oh, that's easy. It's just my imagination. It's simple. It's a no-brainer. It's the best song. It's beautifully written. Eddie Kendricks' voice sounds incredible, and it's one of those haunting, moving, emotional songs. And simple. There's a simpleness to it that in today's music, everything is so processed, and it was just some beautiful instrumentations with the strings and Eddie's voice and the harmonies. And, I mean, I think it's one of the greatest songs, not just Temptations, but period. And I was really blessed to be able to sing that song. I sing it all the time, even now. But so that would be the one. You know, I love David Ruffin also. I love David's voice. I love Paul's voice, you know, so. But, man, Just My Imagination is number one.
Cool. Now let's switch gears. Let's go into another film that you were a part of. It's All About You, which starred Renee Goldsberry and Debbie Allen. So tell us a little bit about that film and, you know, your character in the movie, and just give us a little bit about that.
Yeah, man, that's a wonderful opportunity. I got to play in another film, a independent black film, All About You. And, you know, after the Temptations, I was kind of course, you're looking for something. You kind of have to follow up something so iconic. What are you going to do after that? You know. Mm-hmm. And after that, after the Temptations, there was other things that I did, waiting for the next role, auditioning, and I was about to go to do Jesus Christ Superstar on Broadway. It was going to be my first Broadway show. Mm-hmm. And people who don't know, Renee Goldsberry Johnson is one of my dearest friends. So I actually was helping her with her lines, you know, mm-hmm. for this movie, and just kind of helping her get ready for the audition and the process that she had gotten the role. And they wanted Lenny Kravitz, they wanted Brian McKnight or Eric Benet. They really wanted like a recording artist for the role that I played, Brian. And man, I was leaving, you know, going to go on Broadway and do the show. And Renee was one of my singers in my band. So,
oh wow!
Long story short, the producers and the director came to see Renee sing with me, and then they saw me, and they were like, "Oh, this guy could be the lead of the play." You know, he's not known, but he could be the lead of the play. And you know, Renee and I had chemistry because they saw that. So again, like I said before, if it's for you, man, you might not even be looking for it, and it'll just find you. So.
Right.
So imagine, you know, you're playing opposite off of one of your good friends, and you have to be in love with her. So, I mean, Renee's beautiful. It's not hard to do. She's incredibly beautiful. But so it was an incredible process to be working with friends, and also we wrote some music for that movie, All About You. It was another chance for me to sing in a film, which I think is a recurrent theme for me. But yeah, Brian is a great guy. It was a romantic comedy. A lot of people who are looking for love and looking for the right thing have found encouragement and inspiration at this film. It's a clean movie. It's funny. It had a lot of great people in it. Tico Wells was in it from the Five Heartbeats, and Chris Spencer was in it. Lisa Ray was in it. So it was a great ensemble piece by a great writer-director, and I was just honored to do. Anytime the work is good, man, I mean, you want to get paid, everybody wants to be famous, but I'm looking to do just good work mm-hmm. that you could be proud of, and so All About You was an incredible experience, you know, again, for me to test waters on film and do something positive, man. So we had a great time.
Yeah, it definitely translates. I got a chance to watch the movie. It was a good film. Very good, very clean, very awesome. The message was great. It was a really good film.
They didn't have a lot of money, man. The value of that film is if you know, I won't reveal all their business, but right. You know, they didn't have a lot of money to do what they did and make a really, really beautiful film. And independent filmmaking is, you know, it's a wonderful thing, and you have to get funding to make your projects work. And a lot of people are doing that across the board, whether you're doing records or films. People are doing it themselves, man, and creating vehicles for themselves as best as they can. So I was proud of what they did for what they had, you know, and I think it's incredible. I think sometimes you do have to start small. Everybody has big dreams.
Right.
But there's steps that you have to take to get to where you are. You can't just go from 1 to 10, you know. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, check it out if you haven't seen it. Everybody out there, All About You. faithfilmworks.com is where you can get it on Amazon, get the DVD, and I think people really enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm out to second that one. You guys, if you haven't seen All About You, definitely check it out. I'm sure it's at like a Walmart. It's at somewhere you can get it. It's definitely a must see. It's a very great film. So let's switch gears here into the music now. Like I said, you said you're a singer-songwriter. You have put out several albums. Like, what exactly is your style? What's your genre of music?
I call my music inspirational pop soul. That's what I call it. Recently I call it love music because it's just about love, you know. But there's a contemporary Christian vein. It's not gospel, but it definitely has a message. And it's rooted in God. You know, it's rooted in basically love and God and anything positive. I mean, anything that I'm going to do, whether it's film or music, it's going to be positive. It's going to have a message of inspiration, encouragement. You can make it. You can do it. You know, God loves you. God accepts you. And I think the world is looking for that. I don't think I know in the times that we're living in that people are trying to gravitate to something real. And I love all kinds of music. I mean, down to country, so I'm not knocking any other kind of genre. But for me, I can only sing what's true for me, you know? And whatever experiences I go through, I like to put that into song to help other people. And I'm really an advocate for families. And, you know, I want families to come to the shows, the mom and the dad and the kids and everybody. And nobody has to turn their ear or, you know, you get in the car, mom and dad puts the CD on, and the whole family likes it. So I'm dedicated to elevating, you know, who we are as people and just really elevating other people. That's what I do through my music. So yeah, it's inspirational pop, but it has, you know, of course it's soulful, but it's kind of hard to describe because I'm influenced by a lot of different music. But to answer your question, the underlying theme is, you know, inspiration and encouragement. Put it on before you go to work, drive to work, you know, put it on when you're going through something horrible and you just need to hear, you know, some truth about, you know, your situation and feel better, you know, because I believe music, theater, you know, filmmaking, whatever you do should be healing. I mean, there's an entertainment value, you know, that I definitely want to have, but also I want to have a lasting value where it actually moves you to think or moves you to change or moves you to, you know, feel better about things, and at least for 4 or 5 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As you listen to the song, you know, and I've just dedicated myself to doing that. I believe my gifts are God-given, and I want to use them in the way that He's given them to me. And so, yeah, there's been challenges in doing that, you know. I'm not rich and I'm not famous, but I am very satisfied and content with using the things that I have for the right purposes, man. So
that's great. Like that's so good to hear. A lot of people kind of go after, you know, being in entertainment reasons in the business for the wrong reasons sometimes. And it's not all about the money or being famous, but it's just about being happy and just using the gifts that God has given you. So that I think you're speaking on all types of levels right now, and people definitely need to hear this.
Man.
So, yeah, definitely.
And you know, man, I mean, the key is being authentic, man. Who are you? You know what I mean? Don't stop being somebody that you're not. Be authentic. Success is going to come to you when you're real. You know, you're going to get those opportunities when you're doing what you're supposed to do. And when you're acting like somebody else or chasing somebody else's rainbow, you may succeed, but it's going to fall flat, man. You're going to get to a situation where you're like, I'm not even that person. And it's not going to really, you know, so anything that's authentic, and that's why I say I'm no better than anybody else. I'm just doing what's authentically me. And I found success in that because I think people say, you know, wow, there's Taran, there's his music, it's the same thing, you know what I mean? Or they watch the movies and they go, there's a feeling that they get that's real, you know, and so I'm just a big advocate for that. Find out who you are, that's where the success is going to be. That's the lasting success, you know. We have, like, legends like Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte, you know, all these legends that we have, and, you know, I wonder how are we going to, you know, rate in that as far as everybody wants success right now. I mean, who's going to actually last, you know, and be able to do their craft and do what they love for a long, long time. So no, I'm not knocking success or money if you need all that, but just be authentic with it and do what you're supposed to do. And, you know, things will happen, I think.
Right. So, okay, well, Taran, where can people go to listen, you know, or purchase your music? This is your time to promote you. Where can we listen to this inspirational music?
Well, there's several places. I mean, you can go to iTunes and just type in my name, Terron Brooks, and I have records on iTunes. My new record called Contagious is not on iTunes yet. It'll be in iTunes later in the fall. But you can get my record, my new release, Contagious, at TerronBrooksMusic.com. And you can listen on ReverbNation.com. ReverbNation.com, and then you just type my name in, and there's music up there. I mean, I'm all over the place. You can go to YouTube, videos, Temptations videos up there, videos from concerts up there. Type my name in, TERRON Brooks on YouTube. But yeah, buy the music at TerronBrooksMusic.com and go on iTunes, man. Hear it.
Cool. So do you have any future projects you're working on? If so, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, basically in the month of September, I'm doing, here in Los Angeles, my first residency, which means I'm going to be in the same spot for more than one time. And I've always wanted to do that, to be able to be in a place. It's going to be 3 Wednesday nights where I can say, hey, I'm here this Wednesday, I'm here next Wednesday, and I'm here the next Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been a big thing that I'm producing because we're doing 3 different shows, different music, a lot. I've been writing like crazy, man. I just finished my last record, and I'm already done with a new one.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I mean, I consume my time with writing and producing other artists. And I have a couple engagements coming on for the rest of the year, just singing around different places, supporting the record. But, yeah, man, I'd love to do another film. So if you guys are filmmakers out there, contact Karlton. And put me in your movie.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. I'm gonna try to get you. I'm working on some stuff too, so I definitely love to work with you. Because like I said, your stuff is amazing.
Don't be talking about it, man. Be about it.
Oh, you're challenging me. Oh Lord.
Oh well, man. I mean, now that we're on the air, wherever we are,
Yeah.
And I'll holler at you. But the funny thing is that I'm interested in working. And a lot of people don't. They don't get the things that they want because they don't ask.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
I've learned you got to ask.
Right. Agreed. That's definitely agreed. Well, like I said, I'm gonna be working on it. So we're gonna get you.
Fantastic, man. Fantastic.
Yeah. All right. So last question: when you're not busy, songwriting or getting venues and stuff together. Since this is KARLTON Says is a blog, it's about television. If you are watching TV, what are some of your favorite shows?
Oh, man. I love, one of my favorite shows is Parenthood. I mean, I'm a dad. I have 2 young kids, and I'm a family person. So there's a show called Parenthood on NBC that I think is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
It's so brilliant. So that's one of my favorite shows. Gosh, on top of my head. That's the show that sticks out that I watch all the time, that I TiVo. I love Newsroom. Oh, my gosh. That's the new show on HBO.
Yeah, I heard that show's good. Yeah.
It's a great show. Newsroom is great. What else? I mean, I don't watch a lot of TV. I do like The Voice. It's that reality show. I do kind of like that show.
Mm-hmm.
I watch that. But, yeah, with my 2 little kids, man, if I have any time to myself, I'm probably asleep. But there's a lot of new shows coming on TV, so we'll see about the new season. But the culture's changing, man. The culture's changing. There's a lot of regular TV is being more like cable TV now,
mm-hmm.
with the material, and so it's just not, I mean, everything is for different people, but it's just hard to watch TV with my kids.
Right.
There's nothing on,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I hope they can get back to that, more family programming, even on the Family Channel, the ABC Family and the Family Channel. You got to screen and watch. You can make sure that those are okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I love the old shows. I like to watch Martin.
Yeah.
And the old classics, as well. But we'll see. We'll see about TV.
Cool, man. Well, Taran, thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule to talk with us today on KARLTON Says Real Talk. I really enjoyed. I've been inspired just listening to you speak, and just kind of you hit some nuggets out there for me, and it really just hit home for me. So I really appreciate you. Just speaking truth right now.
Man, I appreciate the interest, man, and just keep going with your dreams and the things that you want to do, man. It'll happen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, everybody out there. Thank you guys for listening once again. Big shout out to my audio engineer, Robert McDaniel from Studio 4002. Thank you, sir, for all that you do. This has been another segment of KARLTON Says Real Talk with special guest Terron Brooks. You guys have a blessed day. We will see you guys next time. Peace.